Hey everyone, it's me Shine. Today I'm back with another video, and in today's video, y'all, I am doing another movie review. Listen, I know I've been doing the back-to-back movie reviews, but this one was actually recommended by a friend of mine. She told me to watch it, so I was like, okay, like I'll tune into it. This video is kind of a little bit impromptu. So it's not going to be as structured as like my typical videos, but it's still going to be a good review. So don't stay tuned, right? Also, because of how impromptu it is, I am recording on a different camera, so the quality's not the best. I'll try to make sure it's decent quality, but if it's not the best, I'm sorry about that. Sorry. For today's video, I am going to be reviewing a movie called Exhibiting Forgiveness. I'm not going to do too much for the summary, but that's just because I literally watched this movie like 45 to an hour ago. Like I said, this video is not super structured. I just literally watched the movie. Now I want to do it because I want to make sure I get it out in time, right? I'm just going to give a brief little 1-2, and then I'll get into my opinions because I have a lot to say about this movie. So without further ado, let's get straight to it. Exhibiting Forgiveness is a drama film about a black artist, Terrell, who struggles to reconcile with his estranged, recovering addict father after his mother encourages a reunion, forcing him to confront intergenerational trauma and the difficulty of forgiveness past abuse. But that's just a brief little summary. I recommend to go check it out prior to watching this. It is streaming on Hulu. Now onto my review. What I have to say for my review is, first of all, I 100% love this. Like, this movie was actually really good. Just watched it. It was really good. Typically I don't watch, well, not that I don't watch movies like this, because I do, but it'll be more on like the thriller side. This one's kind of like straight drama, and I feel like it was really good. Now, when I was reading the little overview of it did say that it won, or it premiered at a film festival in 2024. And I think at the beginning they said, I'm trying to see who the producer or the production company. Oh, Roadside Attractions. I think that's what this film did give, that it was like more of an indie type production versus like, you know, like your A24, your even Netflix, all of those. Which I liked it because it is certain niches that you can see in a film that you're able to detect. Obviously, this isn't by a major thing, just like little, like very little stuff. But this was done so well. And one thing that I do love about a good indie or like a smaller production company is the fact that they take pride in being like very cinematic about a lot of their productions. Like, they really rely on that cinematography, and that just goes back to when I talked about like low budget films, is like they really rely on more resources, and it, to me, the stuff turns out a little bit better. Like, I feel like you got, instead of it being like, they really play in that no show no tell visual aspects, and I really love it when production companies do that, especially indie. Like, indie loves that, and I love that for them. But I do think that this was cinematically really good. And then I just feel like, honestly, I feel like it needs more noise, especially with it being all black lead cast and everything. I've never heard people talk about this. My friend Lee recommended, I think this movie came out 2 years ago. My friend just recommended it to me, and it's really good, and I'm surprised I didn't hear anything about it. Like, yeah, and I'm gonna get into like what the actual messaging is and the whole entire thing, but yeah, overall, I just wish it was more conversation, more people talking about it. And that's like another reason why I really wanted to jump on and make a video about it. 'Cause I'm sorry, I do love the black lead. Give me black lead, especially indie. Like, I think that's another reason why I didn't get as much noise as it should have, is because it is a little bit indie. But I digress. Make noise, right? So then another thing I want to talk about is the whole messaging inside of the first of all, again, writing good. The writing was really good. But the messaging. My biggest thing about just everything that was going on was that I think that they had a amazing way of showing forgiveness that I feel like a lot of people miss. And my thing about it, in the way I personally show forgiveness, is that I can forgive you because I never want that to sit in my soul. And that's another thing. Oh my God, I feel like that this really did a good job showing that, because he felt in his soul, right? All his artwork was about the way his father treated him and how bad his childhood was and this, that, and the other. That's what all his artwork was about. Like, he was still grieving everything that was happening to him, right? But it was like, once he finally forgave him, you see him cut out the boy out of the image, and that was like us showing like he finally released that, he finally moved past it, like he could finally move past XYZ that happened. And I feel like that's the biggest thing for me, was like, for me personally, people want you to show forgiveness by forgetting what they did and then carrying on like we're cool. I'm that type of person. I can forgive you. I've forgiven so many people. Like, you don't understand. I never leave that negative vibe, negative energy in my system. Like, I forgive a lot of different things. But the one thing I can't do and will not do is bring you into the same future, because a lot of the time people just want you to forget what happened and then let's move on. Let's just act like one, two, like we've been cool our whole life. I'm sorry. I can't forget. I could forgive you, yes, but that doesn't necessarily mean I gotta bring you into the future with me. I'm sorry. That whole part right there really chewed for me and like really hit home for me personally, because it's like I've always found myself having to explain that matter. I'm always finding myself having to explain why, or explain how forgiveness actually works. Like, I think that's how it actually works. Granted, there are times where you could forgive somebody and then you could still chill bye with them. Like, it depends on what the situation is. I don't want that nowhere near my future and what I got going on, right? Or to follow me. But I do, I'm sorry. It was a lot of pieces out of here. Like, I'm not a super religious person. I'm not. But I also do think that even just the back and forth conversation that dude had with his mom at the basketball courts about religion and about using the Bible and talking about, now, I don't say just, I don't go with like disrespecting the Bible the way he did, because it was a little bit disrespectful. Let's just keep it a bug. But it is also one of those things that you think about when people want things to go their way. And this is even including what the dad said. When people want stuff to go their way, they'll use specific scriptures or specific messages to make their point. But then they never like use like, okay, you want to talk about the Bible? Let's talk about this part. Or what about this part? And then it's like, but it's like, no, if you want to bring up that point, let's bring up all points. That's just the way I feel about it. And I do think that that back and forth conversation was a really good. I'm sorry, I really did like this movie. Like, it really hit a lot of points. It is super underrated. I will recommend, if you do want to watch it, please go check it out. It is streaming on Hulu, even if you got, because me, I don't have like the full one too. But even if you have like one of like the like one with ads and everything, it's still available on Hulu. I would recommend just go checking it out and giving it a watch. I think it was a really good watch. I was personally invested into it. I watched it when I was already tired and everything. I found myself like really getting up and really paying attention to the story. Like, just a lot of things that was done. And then the cinematography and the writing of it was super, super good. Like, I'm sorry, I'm really stuck on that. They really told the story visually to the point where you were able to understand certain points without them even having to say nothing. And this is definitely like, I would say a 9 out of 10 of mine, but it was one little thing I didn't like, and that was the fact that they just kept using what's her name's songs, or I don't know if that was like the actor's actual songs or what, but that's when you could tell, like, okay, it's getting a little bit low budget when you keep using that, right? But other than that, I will say that this is a very good watch. I 100% recommend you watch. And if you have checked it out, please comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'll reply to any comments. And yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to comment down below. Yeah. See ya.